You've probably heard the line about being a jack of all trades, but master of none. If you fall into that first category though, you might be sabotaging your own career and not even know it.
Sabotage.
Now I want you to ask yourself, do you try to be good at everything, or are there just one or two things that you're amazing at? Areas that you're known for, your specialty. If you feel like you're well-versed in several areas, but haven't quite settled on a specific specialty, you're gonna be what's referred to as a dash-shaped person. A dash-shaped person has a broad range of skills and knowledge. This is your generalist. Somebody who could probably do any job well enough. Now me, I used to fall into this category, and frankly, I was proud of it. I felt like no matter what life threw my way, I could really adapt to it. And my wide range of seemingly arbitrary skills really allowed me to pick up new skills fairly easily. But this meant that I was consistently picking up new skills and never sticking with one thing for very long before moving on to the next thing. And this was a huge mistake. And I'll tell you why here in a second. But first, there's another type of person out there. The I-shaped person has a deep knowledge. An I-shaped person is a specialist in one area, or maybe a few. This is the person you think of whenever a specific job needs to get done. Your go-to person for that one job. But if you catch that person needing to do anything outside of that super narrow bubble of expertise, they'll have no idea what they're doing. As we move through our career, we might find ourselves in one of these two camps. But ideally, as we progress further into our career, we want to become what's known as a T-shaped person. A T-shaped person is the best of both worlds. Somebody who has a broad skill base and general knowledge, but also has a deep knowledge in some area or skill. Now, I said earlier that going through my life as a dash-shaped person was a huge mistake, and that's because if you never move past being just a dash-shaped person, or just an I-shaped person for that matter, you miss all of the amazing benefits that come from being a T-shaped person. The first benefit of being a T-shaped person is that it makes collaborating with others easier and more effective. For example, I'm a software developer. I specialize in a very specific type of development.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
But I also used to be a tester, in addition to running workshops with the customer to design their projects from the ground up. This means that no matter who I'm talking to in the entire life cycle of that project, from planning to development to testing and implementation beyond, I have the skills and background to be able to understand what's going on at any given time, and I can have a meaningful impact in that specific area without being lost in all of the other things that I just don't know. And while that might sound kind of like being a generalist, the idea here is that it's good to have that base knowledge, but when it comes to development, I still have a very specific, very deep knowledge in my specific development, which is what's going to allow me to not only just be a dash-shaped person, but a T-shaped person. The second benefit is that it's just more interesting, and it opens up more opportunities for you in your career. Having that breadth of knowledge and skills allows you to augment your specialty in ways that are unique to you and your experiences. Another personal example, we're implementing some new changes at work, and my boss asked if there's anybody who would be willing to create some new training guides. Me, as a newly established YouTuber, have picked up the editing skills required to put together these training videos at work.
But I have a very particular lack of skills.
It's because I have this breadth of additional skills that I've picked up, in addition to my depth of knowledge at my job, that I had the opportunity to take on this interesting project that's likely to get me noticed by others. Which is a perfect segue into the most important reason to be a T-shaped person, and that's because of how it's going to advance your career. This is for two big reasons. The first is the one we just talked about. You're gonna have way more interesting projects and accomplishments to brag about when it comes to your end of year review or even your next job interview. Second is simply that a T-shaped person is more valuable. And the more value that you can provide, the more money you can expect to earn. It takes years of experience and often very deliberate career choices to really become a fully fleshed out T-shaped person. Which is why, hopefully, you're convinced that being a T-shaped person is the best way to progress in your career and stand out at an interview. So if you want to learn more on how to become that T-shaped person, check out this video right here.